Internet Protocol, otherwise known as IP. Is it a piece of hardware? Is it a piece of software? What is it? In today's Daily BAS video, we're going to describe what IP is. We're going to talk about what it is and what it isn't. We're going to clear up some misconceptions around the Internet Protocol. Hi, my name is Phil Zito. I'm the founder and CEO of Building Automation Monthly, where we help businesses to train their building automation employees so that those employees can go and execute their work more profitably and more effectively. All right, so let's get right down to it. We were doing a webinar a little while back on IP controls, and a lot of folks came in with some preconceived, I don't want to say misconceptions, but I guess they are misconceptions around IP. So here's what I want you to visualize when you're trying to understand what IP is. And it's really important for you to understand this because this is where controls are going. This is where building automation is going. And even if you're not in the building automation industry, this is where technology is going. So lighting, access control and cameras are already there. Lighting is going to IP. Building automation controllers are largely going to IP. But what is IP? IP is Internet Protocol, and it is a logical representation of an address. So if you ever go on to Amazon and you have multiple addresses that you're shipping things to, like I do, you have one that's maybe named your home address and one that is your work address. Now, your physical address is a physical location, but that name home is just a logical, it's a made-up representation of that physical address. And that's what IP addresses are. IP addresses are logical representations of addresses. This allows you to have an address for multiple physical devices. And we're not going to get into private versus public IPs and subnetting and all that stuff here. But what I want you to understand is that IP is a protocol. It is a way of logically, in software, addressing devices. That's why you can have wireless. You can have 5G, you can have Ethernet, you can have point-to-point, and all of them can be utilizing IP. And that's one of the misconceptions that a lot of folks come into IP controls with, is they naturally associate IP controls as meaning Ethernet controls, as that Cat5, Cat6 wire that is connected from one controller to the other. So that's one of the big misconceptions about IP. The second thing about IP that you really need to understand as a building automation professional is a lot of you are very comfortable with MAC addresses. You're very comfortable with BACnet. You're very comfortable with device instances. But then you talk about IP and folks freeze up. Folks get paralyzed. They feel like they can't understand it. And the reality is with IP, all you have to understand is IP addressing, subnetting, which I know sounds complicated, but it's not, and we have multiple podcasts and we have an IT course that covers all of this, so feel free to check that out at our website, buildingautomationmonthly.com. But subnetting is not that bad. IP addressing is not that bad. Network switching routing, it's not that bad. It's if you have the technical acumen, yeah, if I can speak right, if you have the technical acumen to pick up BACnet and MSTP and all of that stuff, then you have the capabilities to go and pick up IP. It's just in your head. So the first thing, right? IP is not a physical thing. It's a logical thing. The second thing is IP is not that hard to learn. And the third thing is IP enables us to have multiple benefits. So we see IP controls. And while I'm still on the fence about IP controls, I've been completely open and honest of my opinions in our IP controls webinar. I talked about when I think IP controls work and when they don't work. However, the reality is the price is continuing to lower on those pieces of equipment, and depending when you're buying this or watching this episode of Daily BAS, you may be going and be at parity with MSTP controls. So the reality is IP controls are something you are going to have to accept, and they're something you're going to have to utilize. And they provide several benefits. For one, they provide increased speed. We talk about this in our webinar that you can find at buildingautomationmonthly.com. And you can find our past webinars there to watch. It also enables you to have greater troubleshooting capabilities because IP is inherently easier to troubleshoot. I know some of you don't agree, but it is. There's so many more tools to troubleshoot IP. And the final thing is that it enables advanced capabilities trending, alarming, graphics, all these things are now capable through field controllers. So we're going to see in the future, we're going to see supervisory devices start to decrease in importance, and we're going to see field controllers increase. And that's why you see manufacturers like Tritium pushing their Niagara framework down to the edge, down to their field controllers, because they realize that the capabilities required in a supervisory device are now capable of being in a field controller because of the cost of compute resources is lower. So they're saying, hey, we're going to have all these field controllers. They're going to start replacing our supervisory devices eventually. We better get ahead of that, push our framework down to the field controllers. And so that is where you're going to see the industry heading, that and embedded controls in equipment, which is a whole nother topic. So I really encourage you to go and embrace IP. So I know this is a little different than our normal daily BAS videos where I'm giving you tips and tricks and things like that. Right now, I just want to talk about market and what's going on in the market, and especially this topic of IP controls and why that matters to you. Like I said, we have a whole recorded webinar that you literally just click on the link and you can watch it. There's no sign up or anything. So I'll put that link in the comments below the video, and I encourage you to check that out. It's really valuable, and it'll really clear up some misconceptions around IP. Thanks a ton, and if you have any questions on this topic, I'd love to answer them in the comment section below the video. Just ask. It'd be great to engage with you. Thanks a ton. Take care.